Hello, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to lesson number 1, Huroof Mufridat, on page 1. Now, Huroof Mufridat simply means letters in their individual form. So, letters are huruf, and Mufridat means individual, so in individual form. Now, why are we saying individual forms instead of just letters? That is because in Arabic, this individual letter forms has 3 other forms depending on where they sit within a single word. So the letter might look different if it is in the front of a word, or it is in the middle of a word, or if it is at the end of a word. So with that, let us get started. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. First, we are going to read all these 29 letters, and then we are going to use a second page with a diagram to dive deep into each of this. First, Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dhal, Ra, Dha, Thin, Shin, Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ain, Ghain, Fa, Qaf, Qaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Waw, Ha, Hamzah, Ya. So now we are done with this 23 letters at a quick glance. Let's move to the next page where we are going to dive deep into each of these letters. So here I have this diagram for you, which you will not find within the PDF. And this video is a supplementary to your studies, and you can refer back to it as much as you want. So let's start again. The first one is Alif, Alif, Alif. And Alif comes from your throat. So this is your upper respiratory system, up your upper teeth lobe, your bottom teeth lobe, your tongue, and the various places of your upper mouth and the throat. So Alif comes from the back of your throat. Alif, simply Alif. Next, Ba, and Ba is produced by using the lips. Ba. Next, Ta. Ta comes from by using your tongue to touch the back part of your front teeth, right? So the up frontal part. The next, the. Now this the is not SAA. The way you pronounce it is by taking the tip of your tongue and touching it with the tip of your front tooth, right? So, the tongue should not be behind, nor it should be front. It is simply just under the bottom with the tips. The next, Jim. Now, Jim comes by this middle part of your tongue touching the top middle part of your mouth, inside your mouth cavity, right? So Jim. So this part need to touch this part. Jim. 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 Next, ha. And ha is a deep sound which needs to come from the throat, and it's simply not ha, no, it's ha. So you need to engage ha, ha, ha. Next, kho. And kho also comes from your throat, so upper part of your throat, and it's simply not kho, no, it's kho, kho, kho. Next, dal. To pronounce dal, you need to use your tip of the tongue and take slightly backward, not fully middle, but just in front, and say dal, dal, dal. So here, dal, just behind the front row of your tooth. So here, dal. Next, dhal. Now, dhal is very similar to tha. You just need to use the tip of your tongue, putting it under the tip of your front teeth, and say dhal, dhal, dhal. Next, we have ra. Now, to pronounce ra, you need to take the tip of your tongue and put it up here. So try to fill the different parts of your mouth. So not directly on the tip, not just behind, but a bit more behind. Ra. So here, ra, ra, ra. Next. So next we have the, the. Now to pronounce the, what we do is we push our tongue ahead of this, between the upper and bottom tooth lobe, right? Just a bit outside, and we say the. So Z-A-A, but the, not simply the. So the tongue needs to come outside a bit, which makes the sound the. Next, we have thin, thin, thin. Make sure not to make any whistling sound, and similar to the. For thin, your tongue should also similarly come just a bit outside, and you say thin. So S-E-E-N, but not directly seen, but thin, because the tongue is outside, which makes the sound thin, thin, thin. Next, we have sheen. So sheen needs to come from the middle part of your tongue by not touching anything. Sheen, sheen, sheen. Next, we have thod. Now to pronounce thod, of course you need to take your tongue here in this region, outside the tooth, just a bit outside, and say thod, thod, thod. Next, dod. Now dod, as you can see, comes from the middle part of your tongue by not touching anything, and you say so, dod, dod, dod. Next, we have thaw. So tha needs to, so the tongue needs to come here, and it's like tha, 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 tha. So it's like TOWW. Tha, tha. Next we have the. Now the is very similar to like tha or thal, and the way you pronounce it is by sticking your tip of your tongue underneath the tip of your first tooth, right? So this one needs to touch here, and you say the, the, the. Next we have ayn, and ayn needs to come from your throat. And it is a heavy sound, so you need to say it ayn, ayn, ayn. Next we have ghain, and you can see that ghain, it's coming from the upper part of your throat, and you say ghain, ghain, ghain. Next we have fa, and to use fa we use our lips, so we say fa, 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 FAA. Next we have qaf. Now qaf is simply not KOF, qaf, no. You need to use this part here. So whenever you use this part, your tongue needs to bounce out of it, right? Like qaf, 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 qaf. Next qaf, similar to qaf, your tongue needs to bounce out of this place. So you have this nasal cavity on the top part of your mouth. Your tongue needs to touch that place. So, qaf, qaf, qaf. Next lam, and lam is coming from this part here. So the part that we used ra for, lam. So not directly on the top, but a bit in front. Lam. So the tip needs to come here and say lam, lam, lam. Next we have mim, mim, mim. So MEEM, and we produce it with the two lips. Mim. Next we have noon, and this sound is basically produced just the way we produce lam and ra. So here the tip needs to come here and say noon, 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 NOON. Next we have wow, just with the two lips. Wow. So WAAAOW. Wow, wow, wow. Next we have ha. So you might be a bit confused that we have one ha, and this one is softer, ha. So this one is ha, and this one is ha. Alright? Ha and ha. This one is ha from the throat, And this one too is from the throat, but simpler. Ha. Next we have hamza, hamza, hamza. Next we have ya, and ya is produced with the middle part of our tongue. Ya, 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 ya. I hope that was clear. Now please repeat this lesson a few more times just so you can get familiar with the proper pronunciation of each letters. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Alhamdulillah.